Hello and compliments of the season. I hope you are enjoying your holiday. Now, my name is Adora, and if you haven't come across this channel before, thank you very much for stopping by. Okay, I came across this story online recently, and it's a video about a young guy, who tried to lure an underage girl for romantic purposes. He actually met the girl on a dating app, and one thing led to the other. They exchanged informations or whatever, and he tried to take it further with the girl sexually, and this happened. Watch this video and I'll be back.
Tell you that I have a home. I told you, can we meet at the public park?
Yeah, for sex, because it's dark.
Why would we say? If I want to have sex with her, I will take it to my home.
Stop
No, like serious, I'm not like, no. If I want to have the sex with her, I will take her to my home.
She's 13.
She told me that her mother is mentally deranged, and I told her that I usually check the chat, I usually encourage her. It's not good to leave your mother, it's good always to be with your mother.
Can you look at me when I'm talking, not the males? Women! Can't disrespect me.
You don't want to listen to me.
I don't need to listen to you, because I know everything, dummy.
I know you know everything.
Yeah, I know everything. I know that you was going to rape a 13-year-old child.
Okay.
I know that you was going to kiss her and wanted to suck her boobs.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Normally, on dating...
Look at me when you're talking.
On dating sites, you can talk, you can do anything.
She told you she was 13. You took her over to WhatsApp.
She never told me she was 13.
Yes, she did. The first message.
I told her she was 13, and I told her, how will you be lying that you were 13? 13, you can't... The dating site, you are not allowed...
It wasn't a dirty site.
Wait, it's on dating site.
You took her over.
How will I meet her?
Dammy, shut your mouth.
So this guy actually met this girl on a dating app, and it was very much confirmed by the guy that he knew, or rather he's aware, that this girl is underage. In fact, 13, not even 16, 17 or 18, 13. And he still went ahead to try to broker some kind of agreement between the both of them so that they could meet up somewhere or whatever, or take the relationship to the next level. I really don't know what he was thinking at that moment. But the truth is that what he did, or what he was trying to do, was not actually a surprise to me, or a surprise to most of us, because we know that there are a lot of people who are pedophiles by nature. It's just in their blood to chase after very young bloods, But what actually surprised me in this story was the particular blog I extracted this video from. After watching this video, I went to the comment section to read people's comments, to know what people think about this trending story. And I discovered that 70% of the comments there were actually soul shattering. Like, they were actually disappointing. A lot of people were actually in defense of this boy. A lot of them were in defense of the demonic action this boy took, or he was about to take, or whatever it was he had in mind. I was really shocked. There were comments of people saying things like, what could an underage girl be doing in a dating site? Some people actually went ahead to say things like, who gave a 13-year-old girl or a 13-year-old child a mobile phone? What should a 13-year-old child be doing with the internet? And all sorts of stuff. Some people were even saying things like maybe he was probably set up and then he fell into a trap, that they don't see the reason why a 13-year-old girl should be on a dating app, and all of those sorts. Now, the issue is that whether it was a trap set up to catch someone and this guy unfortunately fell into it, or whether the girl is 13-year-old or underage or whatever, and she's on dating site or dating app or what have you, the fact here is that that's not the point. You knew the girl is underage. You were told the girl is underage, and you went ahead to try to, get something out of her. You went ahead to try to initiate a conversation, and then stretch the conversation that long, and then even try to get a venue, to fix a venue where you could meet this underage girl. That's the issue on ground. That's the point now. It's not about whether who gave her permission to be on the app, or how did she get there, or is she supposed to be there because she's too young and all of that, because those are the excuses a lot of people were actually trying to make up for this boy. And I don't see any sense in that. Now, if this girl is underage and she was at the wrong place at the wrong time and she's not supposed to be online on dating app, that's actually her business, and that's to the detriment of her own life, to the detriment of her own growth as a child, because normally at that age, to be honest with you, no child should be on a dating app. But that's not the fact. The fact here now is that as an adult, a child told you she is 13. At that very step, that's the major thing you need to hear and back off immediately. Immediately you were told her age and you know she's underage. At that point, you stop whatever conversation you were already building or starting with her. It's normal for anybody to meet anybody on a dating app. It's normal for you to see someone you like and you just want to like start a conversation or you want to interact with the person. But once you get hold of that red flag, you know, in the course of your conversation with the person, it's natural, or rather it should be normal for you to back off. Now, hearing someone is 13 is enough red flag. That should have just made him to just, you know what, no, I can't do this. I don't think I should be chatting with a baby, because I think 13 is a baby. I don't think I should be chatting with a baby, and then you back off. But this guy went ahead to discuss. He went ahead to, you know, kind of transfer some very, very romantic text messages to the girl. They were going back and forth like that. And then he also went ahead to see if they could meet up at a local park. So for him to have gone to this extent, it shows he had something in mind. It shows he had an ulterior motive. It showed he was actually prepared to do something with the girl. But to my dismay, the comments on the comment section is what really, like, I was like taken aback. I was like, really? Are people this naive? Are people this sentimental? And are people this biased? Because those were the three things I saw in most of the comments I was actually reading. A lot of people were looking at it based on the fact that because he's a black boy, and they're trying to bring some kind of racism into it, and maybe that's why they're picking on him because he's black and because he went ahead to do this. And a lot of people are actually saying, you know, why is it that the girl is not also being questioned, that the girl should be questioned because she is an underage child? What is she doing on social media and all that? And so I find the comments very disgraceful, because it just goes to show the kind of mentality that a lot of us, or rather some of us, have when it comes to issues like this, issues of sexual harassment, issues of pedophiles and all of that, that we do not take it serious. And that goes to show how people support something that shouldn't be supported in the first place, because it doesn't make sense that someone actually knows, or rather was told, the age of this child. You were told the child is underage, not by another person, by the child himself or the child herself, sorry. You still went ahead to fix a date for the both of you to meet. So what was your intention? Knowing you were going to meet an underage child, what were you going to do with her? To teach her her homework, or what? What was in your mind? What did you have in mind when you were booking that date to go and meet a child there? And then people had the guts to write in the comment section saying that the girl is at fault because she's underage, she shouldn't be in a dating app, or who gave the girl phone and all of that. I am not supporting an underage child to be on a dating app. I am not in any way in support of that, because in the first place, I don't see what a child should be doing on a dating app. But my point here now is that you as an adult, you as the more mature person, you are aware that this is a child. You still went ahead to try to trigger a sexual affair between the both of you. That speaks volumes. That speaks very negatively about you as an adult. So People were actually in defense of this guy, and I was shocked to my bones that people can actually say the guy has no fault. Like, are you kidding me? And I'm not surprised, because coming from where these comments are actually coming from, I'm not actually surprised, because a lot of people tend to believe that they can, do a lot of nasty things and get away with it. Now I understand why this guy fell into trouble very easily. You know, back home, especially in my country, Nigeria, we take issues like this, like, we don't take them seriously. We don't take them as anything. A man can harass a girl sexually, and when you speak out as a girl or as a woman, they kind of try to shut you up, or they give you the impression that it's not important, or they give you the impression that maybe you are just overreacting. They make you believe that you are just, what's the big deal? That kind of a thing. So at the end of the day, you shut up because of what the society is going to say. The society is going to actually indirectly ask you to shut up. And just because you do not even want to be looked at as, you do not want to be seen as like you're overreacting, or you are just making things up in your head, you decide to keep quiet. Now, in most cases, as a woman, when you even speak out about such harassment, the society tends to believe it's your fault as a woman. They will ask you things like, what were you wearing? Were you well dressed? If you were not well dressed, how would the man come and harass you sexually? Or then maybe if it was a case like this, they will ask you, what are you doing on a dating app? What are you actually doing there on a dating site? You must be a corrupt girl. You must be spoiled. Your mother did not train you properly. If not, you would not be on a dating app. They ask you things like that. They try to turn, the issue, the case around you. They try to make it look as if it's your fault. If you had not gone to the dating app, you wouldn't have met a guy there who would have asked you out and want to sleep with you and all of that trash. They just try to make it your fault automatically. So this guy, I'm very sure he had this mentality that, well, let me just play a fast one. Nobody's going to know, it's just me and the girl. And for real, I'm also of the opinion that there might actually be no girl anywhere. It could be a setup. Maybe someone was actually trying to plant a mole there to catch a scapegoat. And maybe it could have been just anybody. It could have even been a man on the other side that was acting as the underage girl, It could have just been anybody. It could have even been the police, just to try to see if they could, get someone to fall into it. But whoever that did it, the aim of this was just to try to see if there were people out there that were preying on youngsters, preying on children, because there are a whole lot of them out there that are into these acts. And unfortunately for this guy, he fell into it. He fell into it because he must have thought he could get away with it. He fell into it because he must have thought, well, maybe he came with this mentality of, where he's coming from, thinking that, well, they do these things back home and nothing will happen and he will just get away with it. Because if you see the way he was even talking, he was talking with so much boldness and confidence. There was no sign of remorse in what he's saying. He didn't feel bad, like, oh yeah, I'm very sorry, I knew she's 13, but I didn't mean to take it far. Or he didn't even try to pretend to be sorry. Like, his boldness was just very, very surprising. But what am I saying here? This goes to show that there is a time and place for everything. So this is just a lesson for him and every other of his kind of people out there that think they could actually do something like this and get away with it. I'm very sure by the time he goes to jail and comes out, when he sees any girl at all of any age, even whether she's underage or she's overage, I'm very, very sure he's going to avoid women at all costs. Do I feel for him? No. Why? Because he actually knew the girl is a child. If he didn't know, because there are cases in which people could actually look, maybe their physical look, they look very mature, they look well grown, and you have no idea that they're actually underage, and you go ahead and continue with them, and then later you were surprised to find out, that is a different thing. We've even had cases of stories, like stories of girls that kind of make up their IDs. They try to upgrade their age to make it look like they're adults and all that. If it was a case like this, we could actually say he was deceived. But someone told you, you were told by the victim herself her real age, and you went ahead to do what you had in mind. So I don't feel for him. I think this should serve as a lesson to him and every other of his colleague out there that might be thinking of doing the same thing, so that when the hands of the law falls on them, they will learn their lessons and they will refrain from such acts in future. So thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.